Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney. Today is Monday, January 17th. Thank you for being here for the top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. As you can see, not in the studio today, snowed in like the rest of you. That is the big story on WKYC.com. Everyone is talking about the snow. Let's talk about some of the snow totals that we've seen so far here in Northeast Ohio. According to the National Weather Service based here in Cleveland, in Ashtabula, there were 25.3 inches of snow. That's a lot of snow. Over 20 inches in Erie, 19.2 inches in Novelty. Southington got 19 inches of snow. Perry, Ohio got 18 inches. Here in Cleveland, 15 inches of snow. Canton, my hometown, 13 inches, and 12 inches in Austintown. Lots and lots and lots of snow. A couple more highlights from the last 12 hours with snow totals in the region. Stowe, 16 inches. Fairlawn, 14.5 inches. Solon, 13 inches. Akron-Canton Airport got 11.9 inches. And Chagrin Falls got 11.7 inches. So, needless to say, lots of people having a hard time getting around. Lots of roads closed. Be careful out there. It's a tough situation out there for the driving situation, and we do have our live blog up on WKYC.com. You might be wondering why you want to check the live blog when the snow seems to have kind of paused, at least for the moment. Well, I'll leave the forecasting for additional snow to our meteorologists, by the way, who have been warning us about this coming for a couple days now. But we do have important updates coming to you on our live blog. You'll get those timed stamped updates with the most updated information at the top of the article. So the latest update today, as of 1:50 p.m., RTA reports that all bus and rail service suspended until further notice in the Cleveland area. Paratransit service does continue. That's needing to support customers with life, health, and safety issues, of course. But according to an email from RTA at 5 a.m. this morning, 50 buses in service were stuck in the snow. And as of that update at 1:50 p.m., that number was down to 35. So they got 15 of those buses unstuck, thankfully. RTA is continuing to work with the city and East Cleveland to get the streets cleared. RTA anticipates that the rail service will be back this afternoon. Of course, we'll give you those updates, and where to find that update, one place is on the WKYC live blog. So again, make sure you check that out. Now, so many of you have been sharing your snowy photos with us. We got over 1,000 submissions of your snowy photos. One of them in particular shows something you don't normally see on Euclid Avenue. Somebody out on Euclid Avenue got out a snowmobile and was riding around on Euclid Avenue on their snowmobile. That's just one example of the things that we got. So many photos and videos coming in from you guys. Thank you for sharing those. I'll be sharing some more of them on What's New Today at 5 o'clock in the Clicking in Cleveland segment. So keep them coming. We do love to see them. You know, I did have Harry Winston the Puggle out in the snow today, and I told our meteorologist Matt Winston, of course, our chief meteorologist Betsy Kling last year, that I think we should start measuring snowfall in puggles. And I will tell you, here in the Cleveland area, more than a puggle full of snow, that's for sure. If his feet could go all the way down to the ground, which they don't because it gets packed in a little bit, it would be over Harry Winston the Puggle's head. For sure. Now, we do want you to keep sending us those photos. What we'd like for you to send us now are photos of you showing us how deep the snow is. So you can take a measuring tape, put it down as far as you can go, and let us know how deep the snow is in your area. It's quite the dump of snow for our first real snow here in the Northeast Ohio area. And because of that, lots of places closed today. So we do have a list on WKYC.com of those closures. One of them in particular, the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, they announced they were closing this morning. That was about 7:30 a.m. because the roads were impassable and travel was just not safe in the area. Other things closed today. Cleveland Museum of Art scheduled to reopen Tuesday at 10 a.m. By the way, the Football Hall of Fame does expect to reopen tomorrow, regular hours. The Cuyahoga County Public Library, all branches and offices closed on Monday. Ice Fest at the North Coast Harbor, that's right here in Cleveland, that's been postponed. That new date will be announced later. It's tough to get down there. That's just a couple of the things that are closed today. We do got that full list on WKYC.com, and of course, if there's a closure, make sure you let us know. Get us a note. You can send that through the same features. You can text us 216-344-3300. You can send an email to WKYC.com. You can do that through the WKYC app as well. Get us that information. Now, we have an update coming from our 3 News investigative team. According to Mark Namick, Warrensville Heights Mayor Brad Sellers is dropping out of the race for Cuyahoga County Executive. He had just recently announced that he would actually be in the running, but this decision follows some closer looks that he's getting after it turned out that he only recently paid taxes and had a tax abatement deal that he received from Warrensville as mayor. So here's the statement from Sellers today. I entered the race for Cuyahoga County Executive on January 5th, 2022. Recent reports have now become a distraction in this race. So today I'm announcing I am withdrawing my candidacy for the position of Cuyahoga County Executive. That was in a statement released. So Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer reported earlier this week that he had applied for and certified a 15-year 100% tax abatement on his own home, and also that Sellers had claimed on his paperwork that he didn't owe delinquent taxes, which is necessary to qualify for the deal, but it does turn out that he was in arrears on his property taxes at that time. Now, when he formally announced he was running last Wednesday, he said his experience as mayor qualified him, and also as the city's former economic development director, for the job of county executive. County Executive Armand Budish, who was a Democrat, announced last year not planning on seeking that third term, and Sellers no longer seeking to fill that spot. Now, as the Biden administration tries to get more COVID-19 tests to people, they have announced a website which will be launching on Wednesday where people can go and order 4 free COVID tests to be performed at home. Now, these are not something that you want to wait to order when you are sick because it is going to take time. They will ship between 7 to 12 days after ordering. So, if you've been quarantining there, you're already out of that 5 to 10 day quarantine window if you think you may have COVID-19. So these are intended to not buy, they are for free. Order them in advance and they'll be sent to your home. It's 4 tests limited per household, not per person. That begins on Wednesday. We do have that link on WKYC.com. And again, remember, you're going to want to order these in advance because with that 7 to 12 day window after ordering for shipping, then those would come after you might potentially be done with a COVID case if you did have it. Now, let's talk about the latest COVID-19 numbers in from the Ohio Department of Health. Today, in the last 24 hours, there have been 19,538 new reported cases of COVID-19. Our positivity rate right now is at 29.8%. So that means for all of the COVID-19 tests being done, 29.8% of them coming back positive. The total number of people who have died related to COVID-19 in Ohio is now 30,922. 6,072 people are being treated in the hospital for COVID, and out of those people, 1,156 of them are being treated in an ICU. Now, Cleveland's COVID-19 dashboard does track where the cases are, where the deaths are, and what we are learning is the Huff neighborhood is one of the hardest hit by COVID in Cleveland. The zip code 44103 has a population of about 16,000 people, has had more than 3,000 reported COVID cases with 46 deaths. Cleveland City Council member Stephanie Haney was elected to represent Ward 7 in that area this past November. She says this is a result of generations of disinvestment and that the people in that area aren't getting the services they need. She said these numbers are not a huge surprise and that life expectancy in the area is only 62 years of age. And according to her, this is a quote, comes down to years of neglect. She said it's also an issue, not only trust within the residents, but access, and that's something that needs to be fixed. Here's another quote from her. Just the thing of scheduling an appointment to actually go somewhere when you don't have transportation, how do you do it? We absolutely have to make the support system from government more accessible and available to people where they are. Now, with today being January 17th, you may be aware that this would have been Betty White's 100th birthday. So people are taking to social media. It's been called the Betty White Challenge. People are being encouraged to donate to animal shelters, also to possibly adopt a pet if that's something that's in your plans. Betty White was a known animal activist with a lot of ties here to Northeast Ohio. Remember, she did actually live here for a couple months with her first husband way back when. So some people here in the area getting in on the challenge. The Rescue Village in Cuyahoga County, they're naming some of their pets after Betty White characters in order to encourage people to adopt them. Also, they are accepting donations as well. So they have a cat there named Betty. They have Rose the goat and her kid Olaf, which is named after the town that Rose lived in, the character of Rose on the Golden Girls. For more information about that, check out WKYC.com if that's something you're interested in. Again, places all over Northeast Ohio are encouraging donations to animal shelters and also adoptions today, if that's something that you're so inclined. And today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and with the snow, tough to get out places, right? Well, there are several events happening virtually. One of those, which you can find in our guide to Martin Luther King Jr. Day events on WKYC.com, is the Hear Our Voices event. It's a free celebration. It's presented by the Maltz Museum of Jewish Heritage. That's through 5 p.m. today, and they do have a virtual aspect to that event. It's linked on WKYC.com, so make sure you check that out. And looking ahead, it will not be long before NBA All-Star Weekend is right here in Cleveland, and our Kiara Cotton put together a guide of the things that you can do in Cleveland for NBA All-Star Weekend. Just two of those things. The House of Glow is an event presented by Gloria James. This will be a fashion show, which is a presentation celebrating Black designers, highlighting social justice initiatives, and supporting Northwest Ohio's only public historically Black college university. That's Central State University. That's Friday, February 18th. That starts at 7 p.m. That will be at Playhouse Square. Ticketing information is linked on WKYC.com. There's also the NBA All-Star Weekend 2K22 Tournament. This is a family-friendly event. This will be at the Great Lakes Science Center on Saturday, February 19th. It's from 6 to 10 p.m. They'll have all kinds of stuff going on where you can get in on the competition, virtual reality basketball, classic basketball video games. It will be very immersive, and they say maybe even a couple of NBA players will be there. That's one of the events as well, linked on WKYC.com, so make sure you check that out. Okay, everyone, that's it for your 3 News Now update today for Monday, January 17th. Everybody, stay safe out there. Take a look at those roads before you think about going anywhere, because it is messy out there. And if you're like me, you can't go anywhere because your street is plowed in, but they will get to it eventually. I will see you on What's New at 5 p.m. in the Clicking in Cleveland segment in just a little bit, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.